Most of us have many things: a cozy house, a fancy car, a family to go home to. We're given the opportunities to be who we want to be, to choose where we want to go in life, to have dreams and aspirations. But what if we didn't have these options? What if these opportunities were taken away from us? In reality, sometimes we aren't all masters of our own fate.
If you don't mind me asking, what's your story? Like, how'd you get to where you are, like, today?
I don't think you can handle it.
No, it's just, oh, mine's not going to be as long as growing up as a drug addict, I guess, rebelling against stuff, seeing, being abused when I was a kid, emotionally, physically abused as a kid, and then decided I had enough, and then I tried to commit suicide, and that didn't work, but I put a bullet through my head. So I was in a psych ward for, 3 months or something. As soon as I turned old enough to get out the door, I left. Probably too soon, and then, just homeless for a long friggin' time.
I had mental health and addiction issues.
Okay.
And not a good family environment, not supportive, so I left when I was young. And basically I just traveled around till you see me here.
I don't know what caused it between my mom and my real father when I was a little kid. I must have been at least 3-4 years old at the time it started happening. I knew my mom wasn't a drinker, I knew my father wasn't a drinker, but every once in a while when they thought I was in bed sleeping, because our walls at the time when I was living in Regent Park down in Toronto were really thin, I can turn around and hear my dad slapping my mom around and my mom screaming back at him and everything. And then I can't remember what year it was that they finally got their divorce, but after they got their divorce, I sat there and got beaten every day of my life. I turned around, I went to public school with a bruise on my back that was a sheet of lined paper and everything. I got taken out of school by the Children's Aid Society at the time, and a few hours later at the office, I call up my parents show up at the office, here's your kid back, and I turn around and go home, I get beaten again and everything.
What's your highest level of education?
Grade 10.
Grade 10. You do not sound like
I know. Well, you know what? I couldn't handle school, so I dropped out. And then I went back to university as a mature student at Western.
Nice.
Yeah, but I didn't even finish the first year.
I got a grade 11. Got a quarter away from a grade 12 welding. So my daughter, I hate to say this, but I had to sign her adoption papers just so for the Children's Aid, so she would get a better education than what I got, and she did.
Do you have contact with her?
No, she hadn't talked to me in 4 years.
Do you think that there's a certain judgment associated with being on the street?
I do think so, because can we stop the camera for a second?
I had people turn around and actually walk by screaming at me. They have kicked me. They've also turned around and told me to get up and get a job and everything, and I turn around and I look at them, I go, why don't you provide me the job? If you want me to get off the streets, you want me to work and everything, why don't you provide me the job? I'm willing to work and everything. I'm not saying I wasn't. But, like a lot of people, they think that because you live on the streets or whatever, you're a scum. You're nothing, and everything. Well, there's a lot of us that are out there that no matter what, even if we live on the streets, we want to get off the streets.
Everybody has to look down on someone. That appears to be human nature. And I myself have judged myself when I signed my ODSP application, because I was basically saying that I couldn't take care of myself and that the state was going to look after me. And I had very much, because of the stigma with mental health and addiction.
Yes.
And I was stigmatizing myself based on my past, right? And I find a lot of times, depending on how I look, people's attitudes will change towards me. Like if I'm all clean shaven and nice clothes, walking down the street, everybody's like, they'll start asking me for money, But and now if I walk around like this, they'll start giving me money. So it all depends. I myself have sold a few people short, and when you get to know them, everybody was somebody else before they got here.
Yeah.
And I've met nurses, and artists, and it's so true that you can't judge a book by its cover.
What would you like to tell society?
I would like to say that people need mostly to be acknowledged and validated as a person, and that to try to do that to people, and because not acknowledging them and not respecting their right to be discounts their life and turns them into nothing.
It's not easy. Yeah, I do want to be out there. I do want to work. I do want to try to provide the life for my son and everything. But I can't turn around and do that when I can't get nowhere in life.
We always say, it'll never happen to me. We assume that because at that moment we feel secure, that we will always be. But life's uncertain. You could wake up tomorrow and lose your cozy house, your fancy car, your family that you go home to. Because in reality, sometimes we aren't all masters of our own fate. Individuals living in poverty are humans just like you and I. It's about time we start treating them like that. Poverty, when will it be over?